Hello, my name is Dan Johnson and welcome back to the Who podcast. I've recently been quite lonesome in the fact that my co-host has been missing for the last couple of months due to a few technical issues, but we are now recording an actual episode of the Who podcast, and this month, Will, we are doing a game, aren't we? A sort of Dan versus Will, I suppose. We like a game.
Oh my god, Dan versus Will. Yeah, I remember them from...
I don't think I've won a Dan versus Will on the podcast yet.
No.
I lost the quiz.
You did... Well...
I lost the quiz.
We actually found out we drew on the quiz,
anything.
But Daniel can't do maths live on the podcast. So, yeah. Canon, I won.
No, I think that was the
draw.
That was the original one. No, that was the original one that I did with Regan about 2 years or 4 years ago now. I'm talking about the other podcast you did with Yasmin because you thrashed me basically. Oh no, I can't remember now. It's such a long time ago.
Can't remember. So long ago.
But I've not won one. I know that. And today we're going to be doing guess the IMDB score of Doctor Who episodes.
You guys can also play at home as well.
Thanks. I've really missed you.
I was thinking, right, we need a little bit of leniency. If you get it bang on, I say 2 points.
Okay.
If you get it within the leniency, 1 point.
Are you saying, so in terms of leniency then, so if it's a 8.6 and you say it's within the 8, then you get it?
No.
You get 1 point.
I think we should be within a 0.2. So 0.2 up or 0.2 under. Or is that too much? Is that not enough?
0.2? Yeah. 0.2 of either side.
Is that... No. Should we do 0.3? 0.3 either side, yeah.
0.3 either side.
I think that's fair, because it could sometimes be a struggle.
So you want to do 3 points either side of the numbers?
Yeah, there's a 6-way leniency of the point, yeah.
Well, 7, Will, because there's 3 either side, and there's the 1 in the middle.
And then 1, yeah.
So
okay. A 7-way leniency, 3 either side. I think that's fair.
So IMDB, Will, has many reviews of many episodes of Doctor Who. And we have gone through this afternoon and found 10 individually in order to try and catch out the other person. So we have put in a few little rules, so we don't obviously use the same episode. So Will is doing series 1 to 6, I believe.
Yes.
I'm doing 7 to 12, but I only have 10, and we both only have 10 between each one. Yeah. So, do you want to go first, or shall I?
Well, we're going chronologically, so it makes sense if I went first. IMDb might want to go over like some of these ratings, because I'm looking at this going, that episode is nowhere near that. Right.
IMDb might want to do what, sorry?
Just go over, have a look at some of the ratings. Because some of these I'm looking at going, there's no way it's that.
It says a lot about fandom, though, because I've got this TV Time thing where it's reviewed by people that really love the show and they're not exactly subjective. So it means you get huge scores, like wows, 5 stars, essentially. Wow is a 5-star on everything because they don't, you can't judge it. They love the show, Yeah. Even if it's a good show, not every episode's a wow. So that's kind of the fun of it, is that it's quite unpredictable of what it may be.
So the first one I've got is Aliens of London.
Okay. I'll give my sort of personal thoughts on it.
Yep.
So my mind went to about a 7 straight away.
Okay.
Although I feel like this episode is going to be scored higher than it is in my personal opinion, because the Slitheen are really cool, and I feel like as an episode it's one of the really popular ones.
Right.
So we get a 7 leeway difference.
Yeah,
so,
3 points.
So
3
dead
point
through the
way.
middle.
Yeah.
So I think that it is a 8.1.
Dad, you should start with your gut.
Why?
It's a 6.9.
Oh, it's a 6.9. No.
It's a 6.9.
Ah, no points then.
Nil pois.
6.9 fair? Do you reckon?
There's a lot of farting jokes.
Do you think it may be the sort of
I think maybe
the fans of it
7.5 it deserves. Well, because I've got a couple later in the later seasons that I think they should not be that high. But, you know, yeah, 6.9.
Because I went slightly higher than I probably would have pinned it at. Because I think it would probably...
You've been looking at the newer seasons, that seems to be rated a lot higher than what I would put them as well. I don't know if it's due possibly newer episodes rated higher, but I say we'll get onto that later.
So is there a bit of a pattern where some of the earlier episodes are not rated as highly as the older episodes?
No, no. I would not say that. I'm just saying there's some later on that surprised me.
Okay. Yeah, because I looked for ones that would surprise you too.
Yeah. Dalek. Iconic episode, Daniel. Iconic episode. Would be in some people's top 3.
It would be.
What would you give Dalek?
I mean, right. Dalek is, I think, one of the best episodes that we've had. I don't feel like it's at like 9.8 or anything like that. I don't think it's that high. Okay. I feel like it's sitting comfortably on like an 8.9 or something like that, which then gives me a nice leeway. Yeah, I'm going to go with an 8.9.
You're going with an 8.9?
I feel like that's a good like general area in which it will be.
I'll tell you what, Dan.
Yeah?
You've just scored yourself 1 point. You've scraped a point.
Right, go on.
Because it's an 8.6.
It's an 8.6. Oh, so I've just got it.
You've literally scraped. I had to work it out on my fingers. While you said no. I literally went 7, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, you've scraped the point. 8.6. I think that deserves to be higher.
Ooh. I know, an 8.6.
I'd give it like a 9.2 or something, personally.
That's what I thought. I thought if Will's trying to catch me out, he'd go lower. He'd pick an episode that I think would be higher, and then it would actually be lower. So I thought like 9.1, and in my mind, I think that what did I say? What did I say? 8.9. Sorry.
Yeah. 8.9.
Yes, 8.9.
Yeah.
I thought
at least 9.2. Like you'd still be in it, but 9.2 is
That gives me the leeway into the 9.2s, is what I was thinking. Because I feel like personally it's a 9.2. That's bizarre, really.
We're on to season 2.
Okay, season 2.
We're going to kick off season 2 with School Reunion.
Now that's a really tricky one. That one. Okay, because I mean, you've got the comeback of Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been huge in 2006, and it's huge for Sarah Jane fans and for then fans of the Sarah Jane Adventures. So it's a big episode, a really good episode.
A thing back then, Sarah Jane Adventures, that became
after, but it I'm talking about like in terms of some people grew up with the Sarah Jane Adventure, so they might go back to
okay, fair enough.
That episode and find a connection to that episode. You see?
Very sorry, I misunderstood you.
And I feel like it is going to be lower than I think it is.
Okay.
You were talking about my gut instincts earlier.
Yep.
I think School Reunion is about a 7, but I'm not quite sure on what the decibel will be. Let me think of the decibel first. I feel like it's not going to be a 6.
No, it's fine. I'm not locking. You think it's going to be 6?
I don't think it's going to be a 6. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be within the 7s, if not into the 8s. In fact, it may be further into. I'm feeling like an 8.6 at the minute. Actually,
you're thinking 8.6.
I'm thinking a bit higher, but then with the surprise of Dalek, I'm thrown off by it, and I feel like it should be lower. That's the issue.
So what are you? Okay, there's a lot of blabble going on here, Dan.
This is my thinking time. This is me thinking.
Sorry, you're allowed to think. I'm sorry.
While
I've got the answer in front of me, and every time you say an answer, I'm like, oh.
Whereas he's falling out of it. He's going back into it.
Every single time you say a number.
Okay, so my first guess was in the 7s.
It was.
My second guess was in the 8s.
It was.
Let's call it fairly in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with a 7.8. 7.8.
Oh, Daniel Johnson.
No, don't tell me it's like an 8.2.
It's a fucking 8.2.
Oh, I just felt
on an 8.2.
Do you know when I said that I feel like it's an 8 point something?
Yeah.
I just distinctly had a memory of it being that number.
You knew it. You what? How? This is cheating. You knew the fucking right.
No, not from today. Just generally, I feel like I've seen it before.
Right.
And I thought, like, I think because last time when I watched them again, I think I may have gone into the IMDb page and had a look, and I think it may have been that made me think it was 8.2. So I was a point off.
Again, you
a point.
Just missed out on a point. So you are currently
just
on 1 point?
1 point, Will. 1 point. That's how.
And it's Dalek because you scraped it, yeah.
Because I just scraped Dalek.
Next episode, The Idiot's Lantern.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no. Ah.
Okay.
Right, there's some really tricky stuff in this episode because I think there's a lot of cringe that people don't like. Mm-hmm. There's the weird thing at the end about Tommy going back to his dad, and people hate that as well. I mean, to go back to the abusive father, again, kind of ruins the point of the story. I suppose they're trying to do the be the better man thing.
With Rose telling him, go to the guy that beat you. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because I'm sure, that's how healthy relationships are formed.
100%.
And then I feel, personally, like it's one of those episodes that people don't like because of that, or cringe, or skip, or various things. I think the Wire episode is going to be in about the 5.9s into 5s, I think. That's what I'm feeling at the minute.
Into 5s?
Yeah, I'm feeling that at the minute. That's what I'm thinking of. I think it's probably like really middle of the road.
Really middle of the road.
5s. But that's what I'm thinking of at the minute.
Okay.
But...
Oh, there's a but.
I'm going to go for a bit of a punt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't feel like it's going to... If it's going to scrape into the 7s, into the 6s, it's going to be like a 6.1.
Mm-hmm.
If you backtrack, so you go 6.1, 5.9, 5.8... 5.7 is what I'm going to go for.
We're going for 5.7.
That was actually my first sort of idea.
Was it?
Was that it would be a 5.7, yeah.
Well, I've got some news for you, Daniel Johnson.
What's that?
You are completely off by a whole... Not even a decimal, a whole number. It is a 6.7.
It's a 6.7. It's a 6.7.
It's a 6.7.
Okay.
This is a bit more difficult than I thought.
No, it's just difficult for me.
Yeah, but I think when I go onto it, it's going to be quite difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. When you took these numbers, would you say that you were agreeing with these scores?
I would have it scraping into the 6s for the idiots.
Yeah, because you thought much the same as me then.
I'm agreeing with you.
6.7 does seem quite high.
6.7. Yep. And you're right, I skip it.
Especially when IMDB is really it's more negative than positive.
Yeah.
So it surprises me that an episode that a lot of people, like you say, skip, actually has a decent amount of points, or a decent score.
Yeah.
Okay. How many have I had, and how many do I have left? I know I have 1 point.
You've done 4.
Okay, so I'm nearly halfway through, and I have 1 point.
We're going to play easy. Season 3.
Okay.
Blink.
Season 3, here we go. Blink.
Yeah.
Oh, Blink is high. I think Blink is actually the highest rated.
Blink is the highest rated.
Is it? It's a 9.8, I think.
You're looking at 9.8?
I'm going with... Well, I mean, what have I got to lose? I'm going with a 9.8.
You've earned yourself 2 points.
Thank you very much.
It's a bang on 9.8.
I feel like it's definitely in the 9s. It has to be in the 9s. And I thought distinctly that it is one of the higher... It's like the highest rated episode.
It is, yeah, so it is the highest rated, yeah.
It must be... Because I remember there's a few that are like... There's quite a few that are at like 9.7.
Yeah, there's a lot of... So we're done for David Tennant's era, because season 4... It was just mainly 9, 9s, 8, 8s. There was not really 1 week episode.
Oh, right.
That one I can kind of get to trick you. So we're jumping straight into Matt Smith.
Okay.
With one quite down the end of the run, The Lodger.
Oh, okay. Okay, on one hand, I don't mind The Lodger that much.
I don't mind The Lodger.
On the other hand, it's written by... He Who Shall Not Be Named. So on one hand you have that, and then on the other hand...
You've got James Corden.
I've got James Corden, who also thinks, let's bring it down, for some reason.
But yes, it's got these people in it, but the episode in general...
That's the thing, I like the episode. On the other hand, the third hand, I like the episode enough where I think it works.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're just generally watching Doctor Who, or you're the type of person that would review it on IMDb, you're not going to care or have heard of any of this unless you really hate James Gordon.
Yes.
I feel like it's in the 6s. Let's go with a 6 point. No, I should always go with the first idea. 6.7.
6.7.
I was gonna go with a 6.8, but I've changed my mind. I've gone with a 6.7.
6.7?
Yeah.
Daniel Johnson. That is the furthest you have not scored from the real... That is literally the furthest. No hate to you. It's an 8.1.
It's an 8.1?
The Lodger is an 8.1 on IMDb.
I'm thinking about this too logically, aren't I? Really?
No, because
you've done this to catch me out.
I would not have it as an 8.1. Yeah, I have done it to catch you out because it's the Lodger at an 8.1.
Yeah, that
You're
surprises
saying that you
me.
haven't got some episodes later on to catch me out.
Not to that degree.
Do you know what it is? I'm going to be honest with you now. Matt Smith era, I think there's a little bit of bias going on the IMDb.
Oh, right, okay. Because IMDb is famously non-biased.
Yes.
And all of its reviews are extremely trustworthy.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad era,
Uh-huh.
but the Lodger is not an 8.1.
No, I've not pinned it as an 8.1. I could see it in the 7s. I mean, what did I say it was? About a 6.7
You said
or something like that, didn't it?
6.7.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could see it in the 7s quite nicely.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe it was a bit less than I thought. I don't know. Okay.
No,
okay.
You are completely fine to be wrong because obviously the reason I chose that one is because I was so shocked. Yeah, an 8.1 for the Lodger. So it's not a bad episode. No, but it's not an 8.1.
Okay, what you gonna hit me with next? Then?
Next, I'm gonna hit you with. We're gonna hop in the TARDIS and go to season 6.
Okay.
The Rebel Flesh.
Oh, an episode I watched last week, in fact, but I did not look at its IMDb.
Most people skip.
I have to say, I did post on Twitter how much I hate it. Look, I think it's an episode I didn't really watch unless I was doing the rewatch as I am.
Mm-hmm. It's one I skip.
I feel like we're sitting in the 5s for this. I mean, you say there's a lot of bias going on with the 11th Doctor, but I don't feel like it could it could really save this episode too much.
No, I'm just going to say one thing, Daniel. There is not one episode on my list that is rated under a 6.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get out the 5s then, shall we?
I'm just saying, like, get out the 5s, yeah.
I mean, the highest that I feel like you could possibly put it is like a 7.5. That's right. Like the highest.
That's the highest
I would put it. Yeah, I wouldn't put it any higher than that. I feel like it doesn't. The gangers and to a general audience that is so confusing, and I found it confusing. I went, there's 2 buzzers, but the buzzer that is actually buzzer. No, the buzzer that's the ganger. Oh, he gets killed. So there's only one buzzer, and then they do nothing with the idea that there's only one buzzer, and then buzzer chooses a side, which I think is the bad guy side for a while.
2 doctors.
And then there's 2 doctors, and then they switch shoes, which I think is a clever idea.
Yes.
In part 2. Is it? Did you say the Almost People?
Rebel Flesh, part 1.
So part 1, not part 2.
Sorry, no. So there's not 2 doctors. Sorry, I'm just thinking of story in general.
So it's just as he like.
Yes.
So part 1 is I think worse than part 2.
Okay.
Because part 1.
You are correct there.
Needs to assemble what's going on.
You are
and
correct. Part 1 is rated lower.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So then I'm gonna bring it down a bit lower then because I'm not feeling like I'm gonna go.
Yep.
6.9. That's what I'm thinking. 6.9. Yeah.
You've got yourself a point.
I've got a point.
A single point.
Sorry. Okay.
You're in the boundary.
Okay. What is the score?
1.
Ooh, that's quite high. Yeah. Ooh, okay. That's what. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not. Like you say, it's an episode that is nothing to me. It does nothing for me.
Yeah, that is rated higher than Aliens of London.
Oh, right.
It's rated higher than The Idiot's Lantern.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. I know. There is something going on with Matt's era and why they're so bleeding high.
I tell you, there is something going on with Matt's era. we're gonna skip a little further. Amelia Pond has just got her coat. Do you like the reference?
Because she's left.
No, from Good Man Goes to War. Amelia Pond.
Oh right, when that's a niche, Will. That's a niche.
Well, sorry,
Amelia Pond, get your coat.
Yeah. Next episode.
What's funny is I only watched that the other day.
Is Let's Kill Hitler.
Let's Kill Hitler again. Watched it, but 2 nights ago. I didn't look at its IMDb.
Thank God.
Oh. Again, I feel one hand you've got Hitler, other hand you've got Doctor Who back after a bit of a hiatus.
Yep, there was a 2-month hiatus.
There's some interesting stuff going on in that story, I have to say. Well, there could be. You know, I feel like the beginning of River, there is some very nice scenes in there. Well, directed scenes, like the scene with the banana and they flip the bowl, and that's quite cool. I mean, it makes no sense, but it's quite cool how the Doctor would ever predict that. Yeah, very Sherlocky,
but then we know
which I enjoyed. I think Test Selectors as an idea is quite cool. And then on the other hand, of course, Hitler. Again, Hitler. You say that we've got to be higher than a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
I feel like this story, because it's a bit strange. I feel like because it's the start, because it's like coming into the after the hiatus. I think it's going to be a bit higher. Than the Rebel Flash. I think I'm going to go with a 7.8. Bit of a just like a out of the air kind of guess, but a 7.8.
You've got yourself a point.
Okay, good. How far out am I?
It's an 8.
It's an 8 exactly.
8 exactly.
Ooh, okay.
Would not have it
I
that
mean,
high.
that I'm not massively surprised by that. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I wouldn't give it an 8. Like I say,
not give it an 8. I'd give
some
it
weird choices.
About a 7.2 personally.
And it's also one of those episodes that I'd never watch unless I'm watching it in the order or it's on television.
I'm not going, I really fancy watching Let's Kill Hitler. No.
Yeah, exactly. There's some. It did feel like, when I was watching it, ironically, like I was watching an episode that I've never seen before, because I didn't remember the start. Well, I remembered the bit in the field, but it felt like it was completely new because I couldn't actually remember what the opening stinger is, like how they get to the titles.
Do you know the corn of the mini?
Yeah, I knew about the corn, but I didn't know how. I remember them driving around in the corn, and I remember distinctly when the episode aired, watching that, going, "I'm so happy Doctor Who's back," but I can't remember Mel turning up and stuff like that.
I can remember these aired now. That's weird.
And okay, but that's a decent.
She shot the TARDIS.
Yeah, she shot the TARDIS.
Daniel Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You are currently on 5 points. Are you?
I am currently on 5 points. Yes, I've been counting too.
And then you got
How many do I have left?
You've got one more.
Okay.
This is the last episode of season 6. The wedding of River Song.
Oh my god. Right.
Speaking of episodes that I really cannot remember anything about.
I remember.
The wedding of River Song.
Look, a couple of years ago, I did watch Series 6 again.
Right.
And it was the first time I watched it in full for many years. And I did maybe not enjoy, but appreciated some interesting stuff in that finale.
Yeah.
I think if Let's Go Hitler is an 8,
yeah,
I think that we're looking at an 8 again.
Okay.
Personally.
So you think it's on the same level as Let's Kill Hitler?
I feel like the pattern would say that my mind goes towards like 6s and 7s.
Right.
But as proved by all of the other answers, that's nowhere near what we're going to be hitting. So I feel like we're at 8 again. I'm going to go with... oh, no, that's far too high.
What were you going to say?
I'm going to go... I was going to go for like an 8.3, and then I thought... Or like even higher, maybe. And then I
higher
thought by doing
8.3?
that... But by doing that, it brings it closer to a 9. Which is dangerous. And I don't feel like it's that far into the 8s. I feel like if it's going to be an 8, it's going to be like the first half.
Okay.
I'm going to go with...
You think The Wedding of River Song is in the 8s?
Not personally. I think that
Not
due
personally.
to the pattern that we've seen,
I
think it is.
Seen. Right, okay.
Yeah. I'm feeling like I'm going to go with an 8.1. Okay. Because then we're covered up to 7.8.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah?
Yep. Wait,
and
8,
then...
7.8.
7.8. And I feel like 7.8 is probably more where it's going to rest.
And what does it go up to?
Oh, 8.4.
You just said the right answer. It was an 8.4.
No. So I get a point, though.
You get a point, yeah.
I get a point.
The Wedding
So I
of
got
River
6.
Song, 8.4. Are you joking?
Yeah, that's
Are
good.
you being serious? Sorry. This is what I'm saying. IMDb. The Wedding of River Song, an 8.4.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not... I mean, I've seen worse. But not the best. Yeah, definitely.
Just to put that into... The Wedding of River Song, right, is an 8.4. Your favourite two-parter in Series 2, Rise of Cybermen Age of Steel, 7.7 and a 7.8.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's wildly inconsistent.
Do you see what I mean about the Matt Smith era?
Yeah, it's
The Lodger
bonkers.
is better than the Rise of Cybermen and the Age of Steel, according to IMDb.
I don't... Huh. Okay.
Mm.
Well, in total then, I think I've got 6 points.
You've got 6
not?
points. You have got.
I'm happy with 6.
IMDb, but you have got 6 points. Yeah.
I got 6 out of 20.
Okay. Now, I've not seen 12 in the 12 era in quite a while, so this is going to be fun.
Okay, don't ruin. We haven't quite left
We're
the 11th Doctor's era yet, though.
We're still with the bow ties.
We're still with the bow ties. Briefly, may I add.
Okay.
So, Series 7,
Okay.
The Name of the Doctor,
Ooh.
the finale,
Okay.
with the Whispermen, if you're not aware.
Okay. Now, for some reason, my mind's going to a 7.8.
Okay.
Because it's the last one of the series. It's got River Song back, and everyone loves River Song. It's got introducing John Hurt as the War Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that link to the 50th, which will get some people with some bias. Surprisingly, it's only be 7.8. It's an alright episode. I wouldn't have it that high. But, yeah. My gut feeling is a 7.8. I'm sticking with a 7.8.
You're sticking with a 7.8?
I'm sticking with 7.8.
You are?
Yeah.
Quite incorrect.
Incorrect? Okay.
The episode is actually a 9.
What?
It's rated a 9 out of 10.
What?
Yeah. A 9 out of 10 for that story.
What? Father's Day is an 8.3.
Father's Day's an 8. Yeah, okay. Well,
How is
Name of
it
the Doctor
a
seems to have been very, very popular. Do you think a lot of it was done before we, like... Because I feel like when we wrapped up what the name of the Doctor was, and they basically go, it was no one, I feel like that is the weakest, like, bit of that story. And then the fact that that's, like, its main crutch to hold itself against itself, hold itself up, rather, is... What's the mystery of the name of the Doctor?
Fucking 9.
Who are the Whispermen? How do you stop this great intelligence?
A 9?
And it's a 9 out of 10.
Fucking hell.
I know. Bonkers, Will. Bonkers.
Father's Day an 8.3 and that's a 9. Oh my god. Okay. Right. I know we're playing with fire now. Bring it on.
So, do you want to try and get used to the pattern then? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I'm trying to... Matt Smith is loved.
Okay, as we've learnt today, Matt Smith is the most popular Doctor according to this
IMDb
site. Yeah, okay. So we've had Name of the Doctor. We're going into Series 8 now, Will.
Okay.
An episode that a lot of people really don't like.
Go on. Kill the Moon.
In the Forest of the Night. Do you remember this story?
Is it the tree one?
It's the tree one. They wake up the next day after, for some reason, bloody Clara spends the night in a museum with her class because they are lost, so they just spend the night in there. So they wake up, come out of the museum, and the entire world has been covered in trees.
In trees. It's got a lot of child acting.
It does have a lot of child acting, Will.
A lot of child acting. It's got the 12th Doctor that wasn't initially liked.
Mm-hmm.
And these episodes are reviewed on first watch, aren't they? They're not on like rewatches and stuff.
I'm not. No, I don't think. I think it can be anything really. I think it can be at any point.
Okay.
It adds to the times.
Got it. I see the stress right now, and I'm just guessing a number. Forest of the Night, trees, child acting. See, my mind's going to a 7.2, but even that, for me, I still think is too high. But it's IMDB, and they've rated Name of the Doctor a 9. I'm going to shimmy a little bit up from a 7.2 and go to a 7.4. So
you're going with a 7.4?
I'm going with a 7.4.
I'm afraid you're a whole number out.
Don't tell me it's an 8.4.
It's a 6.1.
It's a 6.1?
6.1. In the Forest of the Night is a 6.1.
That's fair. I would have rated it that. That's my rating, yeah.
It's interesting, actually, because when you were talking then, you were basing it off the Matt Smith ones, and then you were saying that they're a lot higher than you expect them to be. The Capaldi era is very, like, up and down in that respect. You cannot tell which ones are going to be which.
Would you say Capaldi is the most fairly ranked? Or is that?
Do you know what? I think I would. I think I would.
Okay, that helps me.
More or less. I feel like
I would have said a 6, but then because of what's happened to Ms. Smith, I thought.
I think it's on a more even plane compared to Matt Smith, at least. It's on a bit more of an even playing field. It doesn't always apply that logic, may I point out.
Okay, no, that yeah,
but
then some might be really good episodes though.
And obviously, it depends a lot on your opinion. I think that's part of the problem.
True. Child acting, I should have known it should have been lower. Bad child acting as well. Okay. Alright.
Okay, so the next story then, we're jumping into Series 9 now. We're going with...
I've not seen Series 9 in fucking ages.
We're going with The Woman Who Lived. Do you remember that episode?
Oh, fuck, it's terrible.
Maisie Williams...
It's a fucking... Is it a robot lion?
It's the second part of that.
Is there a robot lion?
I don't think it's robotic, but there is a lion. There's a lion, there's Rufus Hound, there's...
God!
There's a highwayman as well that she plays, and for some reason she can change her voice.
Well, for me, that is worse than Forest of the Night.
Okay.
Way worse. But I don't think it'd score in a 5, because... No, I do. Oh my God. Personally, I'd give it like a 4. So I'd give it a 4. Thingy says 5. Oh my God. I've not seen this episode in fucking ages.
Can I push you for an estimate, Will?
You can push me for an estimate, Paul. 4.8.
Going with the 4.8. Is you locking that in, Will?
I'm locking in a 4.8.
Again, I think you've turned your logic the wrong way around. It's a 7.3.
Fuck off! That's a 7.3.
That kind of it surprised me as well. I was like,
7.3.
Because I would pin it for maybe a 5. You know, a 7.3 is what they've gone for.
That's better than Aliens of London.
7.3. The episode with the highwayman elements, the fire-breathing lion that just sort of turns up. Yeah.
Do I need to rewatch it, or is that poorly rated?
I would suggest watching it.
Okay.
I mean, watch Series 9. I watched Series 9 again a while ago, and I enjoyed it, yes. I didn't enjoy all of it, and I thought these episodes were okay at best. You know, they were fine. They were fine.
Okay.
I didn't think they were as highly rated as 7.3 though. But we're going to continue with Series 9, Will.
Yep.
And we're going to go into the episode Sleep No More. You must remember this one.
I do not think I've rewatched it since it. I do not think I've rewatched this episode.
Okay. It's got Reece Shearsmith. It's has
got Mr. Sandman.
this sort of
I know that.
point of view aspect to it.
It's a Marmite episode.
I think it's sort of okay. Like the way that they filmed it is good. I like that.
Yeah, it's
and
a
I
Marmite
like that.
episode. Do you love it or hate it?
There are good elements to it, but I'm not sure if the story was very
6.4.
enjoyable. You go with a 6.4.
6.4.
I'm afraid you are just out.
Oh my god.
It's a 5.8, so you're about 3 out.
Okay, I've not seen it, so I can't say it's not that bad.
No, I feel like a 5.8 is pretty fair for that episode, to be honest. I think, like you say, if it's a Marmot episode, the people that enjoyed it, you know, that element's there. For those that didn't, I was just disappointed by the ending, really. If the ending was better, I would have actually quite enjoyed the story.
Not seen it in ages, so I can't really comment on it.
No, it's not an episode that I think many people rewatch, which it seems to be the common theme with trying to catch each other out, is there being common, like, nobody watches this episode unless they're doing a rewatch. Our next story, though, is a popular one. Is a big one.
So, hold on, how many have we done? 3 or 4?
You've done 4. You've scored 0.
I've scored 0. Right. This is not a good.
Okay. Now, this episode is a bit easier for you.
Okay.
Because a lot of people do like this one, so there's less elements to consider.
Hell Bent.
This is in Series 10, sorry.
Okay.
It is World Enough and Time. The opening to the season finale.
I'm thinking 9.
Going with a spot on 9.
But I'm going to creep it up a little bit.
Okay.
No, because if I go 9.2 as my ballpark, then that could mean it's a 9.6 or a 9.8 is the highest rated. Sure, I'm going to go, yeah, I'm 9 is what I'm guessing, so I've got that range. 9.
You're going with directly a 9.
Directly a 9.
You're jumping over the correct answer. It is a 9.1.
I get a point!
You get a point. Congratulations. I should have started with that. You get a point, Will. But it was quite funny how you went 9, and then you went 9.2, and I was like, is he going to settle in the middle? But obviously not. Yeah. I feel like, once again, that's a fairly well-rated episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
is Dr. Falls an 8.7?
That rings a bell.
I mean, I'm just guessing. It's just what I would have given it.
Right. You are looking at... You went for an 8.7.
Yeah.
For the Dr. Falls, which is not part of the question.
Don't tell me.
It's an 8.9, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's 8.9.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, fairly rated.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But, well, you have 1 point, so, focus on that.
1 point. I've got 5 more questions and 5 more points to get to beat you. No, to tie with you. So I know if I get bang on, I can beat you. It's just not going to happen because this is now Jodie.
In fact, we better not get a tie, because if we get a tie, how do we do a tie break? I'll call Becky in. Becky, come and help us. We are jumping in to Series 11 now, so we won't need a draw. We won't have a draw.
Series 11, so I'm thinking 6s, 5s, 4s.
Okay, so the episode that we're going with is an episode that I remember distinctly when this episode came out, and you said, I watched it again, and it was actually quite good. That is Arachnids in the UK.
No, I've never said that. I've hated the episode.
I distinctly remember you saying it wasn't as bad as it was the first time around.
And then I rewatched it again for my video that never came out. It was the worst.
And how do you feel the worst should be placed?
Again, I'm going to a 4. Not bang on a 4. Mid 4.
A mid 4. So what, 4.5?
4.5, 4.6, 4.7. But there are Jodie fangirl.
Jodie fans.
Girls.
Jodie stands, isn't it?
Jodie stands. Sorry, Jodie stands.
Yeah.
5.2. Oh, fuck no, that's high. Because then that could go into like a 5.5. It's bearable though. It's just, 5.2.
Go with a 5.2.
I'm going with 5.2.
You have scored a point, Will.
Yay.
Do you want to know how far out you were?
1.
1 decimal point. It is a 5.1.
Oh my god! Right, okay. We should have done 3, 2, 1. Point.
Yeah, now he says that. Yeah, now he says that. We're sticking with Series 11 briefly.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I've not rewatched Series 11.
The Witchfinders. Do you remember the episode? Let's start with that.
No.
The Mud. Witch Trials, obviously.
I remember it being
Alan Cummings.
Popular one. Yes, because Alan Cummings flirts with Ryan.
I think so, yeah.
I remember it being a popular-ish one.
Will was ironically fiddling with something and ruining his own audio, so he says a 5.7. You do have a point.
Oh, God, okay.
You're slightly over 1 decimal point now, actually. It is actually a 5.9. So you're scratching yourself a point. There.
What? Okay. What did I say again?
Yeah. 5.7.
That was it.
Yeah, it's 5.9. So
okay,
not a bad guess, though, I have to say. And that's an
it.
episode that I won't say very often about Jodie's era. Deserves to just be that little bit higher, I think.
I can't say it's bearable. I've just not rewatched them, so call me a fake.
I enjoy that episode.
A fake fan all you want, but I have not watched
quite a lot for that series. So 5.9. I feel like it's like a 6.8, something like that, maybe, compared to what some of the other things we've had. Don't worry, Will. We're no longer in Series 11. We're now into Series 12, and we're looking at Praxeus. Yeah.
I enjoyed Praxeus. I did.
Okay.
I enjoyed the hoppiness.
Yeah, it's a big, fast-paced episode, isn't it?
I enjoyed... What else did I enjoy?
What else do you enjoy, Will?
I can't remember. I've not rewatched it. That is the plastic one, isn't it?
Yeah. With the beach.
Yeah.
And the sort of crow things at one stage as well.
Yeah. No, I feel like Series 12, mid-Series 12, rated higher than Series 11. And I feel like at this point of Doctor Who fans, we had Series 11, so a mid-episode would be rated a lot higher because it's the best thing we'd had in a while. So, I'm going to go for a 7.1.
A 7.1? Are you locking that in?
You sound surprised.
He's thinking about it.
I don't think it's that bad. I could go for a 6.8 again. No, because Witchfinder.
The Witchfinders was a 5.9.
5.9. Okay, I'm going to go 6.8.
Going with a 6.8 for Praxeus.
Yeah.
You are incorrect. Okay. You're not in 6.8, you say? No.
Yeah.
It's a 5.3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that one is quite politically driven because the whole plastic stuff that's in the episode.
And there's gays.
And there's gays. So
we hate gays.
There's a certain crowd that don't like that, so they'll bring it down. Although I can't think about there being much in Praxeus that wowed me, though. So a 5.3 is a little bit low, but I'd probably go with what you've said in the sixes, more or less.
Yeah.
But then again, I may change my mind when I get to that series in the rewatch. Our next story, Will, you've got 2 more chances, okay?
So I can't beat you though.
You've got 2 more chances. We need to get them directly correct, and then you will beat me.
I won't get them directly correct though, because it's Jodie.
Right.
And you're about to say The Timeless Child.
It's actually The Timeless Children.
Oh.
But yeah. How did you guess?
This episode is hated.
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 Well, by you.
I believe.
In fact, normally we put a ban on it when we talk.
I
believe. We will rant about it.
I believe it is the lowest. Call me wrong. Is it the lowest rated episode of Doctor Who?
No, it isn't.
Not.
It isn't. It's not the lowest rated of Doctor Who.
So I thinking think 3s.
It's another one. No, it's not. I mean, that is extremely low for IMDb. A 3.
True, and it's more about the actual episode itself than what it does to the history of the show, isn't it? You've got to think of that. Yeah, but it's boring. He just stands and talks to her.
I wouldn't say that's boring. I just think that
there's not much that goes on.
It's difficult to follow. Because I remember when I watched it going, I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Okay, so we're not 3s.
Big sigh.
We're going 4s.
Yeah.
I'm not going higher than the 4s. Because it is a dull episode. And I do believe it would have been review bombed.
Do you know what happens when an episode gets review bombed?
No.
They just reset the thing. The ratings.
So it probably has been a 3.8 at some point and then got changed.
I do remember something along those lines. Yeah,
I remember
and then
it
they
being
go
a 3 at some point.
That rings a bell. And then I think that it's one of those episodes when it first aired, that they all freak out and they go, it's crazy, it's awful, it's awful. And then IMDb goes, well, this is not a reflection of the episode, this is just the internet's freaking out. And a certain group of the internet freaking out. It is
awful.
Particularly.
It is awful.
So that they say that it's not really representative of the work.
Okay.
And then a proper figure comes in. Or one that's less reactive.
But it's awful. Okay.
So where are we sitting? Where are we sitting?
Okay. 4.3. If you about to tell me 4.3, I'm leaving this podcast. If you tell me,
oh dear, you might
I've not locked it in. I didn't say lock in.
Well. That was inferred.
5.2 lock in.
I can't give you that.
5.2 lock in.
No, because I already started revealing the joke.
5.2 lock in.
No, I'm not giving you that.
You didn't say, you locked in. So 5.2 locked in, that's my final answer.
I've not for every question, though, have I?
5.2 locked in, that's my final answer.
I'm not giving you 5.2.
This is why. Because it's bang on if it's 5.2. 5.2 locked in, final answer. Daniel Johnson, 5.2 locked in, final answer.
Let me think about this evidence. So,
You didn't say anything.
You said it better not be a 5.
I'll leave this podcast. You went, which is just a normal noise to make. It doesn't mean anything. You could have just...
I think that does mean it.
You could have been at the dentist. I think that I'm well within my right. You've made a noise. I've given some stuff away before.
But not the answer.
Did you say you are completely wrong, Will? The episode's a 5.2. No. I went, if it's a 5, okay. I'm walking. You went I've just got that it's in a 5. I've not. This is my final answer, 5.2. It could still be wrong, but the fact that you're picking up such a fuss.
Okay. I've heard the argument, and because you've managed to guess the point so incredibly well, it's a 5.2. You are correct. You get 2 points.
Oh, cheating pays. I mean, hard work pays off. So
hard work pays off.
How many points have I got now?
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This comes down to the final one.
Will I win one for the first time ever, or will defeat me?
We've not rigged this. I mean, as much as it seems like we just rigged the last one. That's just because.
Trust, I didn't know what the points were at before we did that, but it does all rest on the next question.
Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor.
Your final question, Will. Final episode.
Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor.
Is in fact.
Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor. Power of the Doctor.
Legend of the Sea Devils.
You fucking.
You can't put that in.
Sorry, it's just because I've got it in my head that Power of the Doctor is a 7.4. I may be wrong, but for my own sake, I'm just gonna.
Would you like me to find that out for you? No, don't you be looking.
I would not cheat.
Don't you be looking at it to see what it is.
Cheat after I bullied you.
Imagine if he starts looking now. So you're looking for Power of the Doctor?
Yeah, I said 7.4. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right?
You get a point, but you've not win the game with Power of the Doctor.
Okay.
It's a 7.7, in fact.
Ooh, okay. People were happy to see Chibbers leave.
Power of the Doctor is a big episode. There's a lot of stuff going on in Power of the Doctor, but we're not talking about Power of the Doctor, I'm afraid. We are talking about Legend of the Sea Devils.
I know we're talking about Legend of the Sea Devils, but still, I'm allowed to enjoy Power of the Doctor.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you the point for it. It's the wrong question.
Alright, fine. Legend of the Sea Devils. Hated. No, it had Yaz and thingy at the end. I'm in a 6. I'm in the 6s.
Mm-hmm.
But it was horrendous. It was terrible. It was terrible. There was a lot of things coming out that it was one of the worst rated episodes, actually, when it first aired. Am I wrong? Was there a lot of things coming out that it was the worst? No, it was the lowest viewing figures. Never mind.
It was definitely the lowest viewing figures, but like you, I did think about something along those lines. But like I say, I think that was the viewing figures.
So it was the lowest viewing figures.
It may have had its time reset. I don't know, because I think it was really, really low. Like for IMDb, really, really low.
Timeless Children is a 5.2. Is Legend of the Sea Devils a better episode in general? No. But there still will be people reviewing Timeless Children because of what it's done to the show's history. I'm not getting involved about that. I've spoke too much about it. I am... This literally all comes down to this.
It does. You have to get this bang on. If you don't, you lose. Haha.
I lose? No, it's a tie.
No. Oh, no, it's 2 points to win, I believe.
Get it into tie.
Yeah, so you've had Word Enough and Time. You got 1 point. Arachnids, 1 point. The Witchfinders, 1 point. The Timeless Children, 2 points.
Yes.
Which gives you a grand total of
6 points.
5 points.
Dan can't do maths.
3, 4, 5. That's 5 points.
What? Why can't I gaslight you sometimes?
6. I have Dalek, 1 point. Blink, 2 points. The Rebel Flesh, 1 point. Let's Kill Hitler, 1 point. And The Wedding of River Song, 1 point.
That's 4 normals, 1. Yeah, okay.
So that's 6.
That's
so
6.
1 point to draw with me.
On
2 points to
Legend of
beat
the
me.
Sea Devils.
On Legend of the Sea Devils.
5.
I feel it.
High 5.
High five.
Sorry, I've put some hard-boiled sweets in my mouth, so if you can hear anything, it's just them.
Is it so that you can waste time? Is that so you can think about it for a bit longer?
The answer.
Okay.
5.
What did Google say?
5. Google says 5.7.
Google says that it's a 5.7. Are you locking that in, Will?
I'm locking it in.
You're locking in a 5.7 for the round.
I'm locking in a 5.7
for the podcast episode for the game.
I'll just say you win, you fucking wanker.
You lost, yeah. Legend of the Sea Devils is a 4.7.
Oh.
I had a memory, and I hoped you did too, that it was the lowest rated on IMDb, and I thought he's going to go for like a 3, because I thought it was a 3, and it's actually a 4.7, which brings it, towards like some actually decent episodes, which is a little bit worrying.
Wow.
So that means I finally won one.
I'd like to apologise for the use of my language. I got very, very angry, and I just have to realise that it's only a game. And
I did win though.
Shut up.
And it's not a game when I win.
Shut up.
It's a victory.
It's just a game.
This is an invasion, Will.
I would like to formally apologise to all
it's a victory
listeners about if I've used any foul language in this episode.
This is an invasion.
You're a fucking knobhead.
It's a victory.
It is a victory.
So, thank you very much for listening to the Who podcast this month. I can't believe I won, to be honest. It doesn't normally happen. Hopefully next time when we play another game, Will can get back at me.
Yeah.
If he's smart enough.
I think we could do another episode of this. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. Maybe after a while when we've not learnt the pattern of how these games work. Even then, we were pretty naff at guessing the pattern and trying to trick each other.
I quite enjoyed it.
It was good. So I hope that you...
Obviously, again, I've literally nabbed this idea from so many people. But I've seen somewhere it's like, guess the episode by the review. We could do that.
Yeah. I think that worked quite well. And I hope that you at home enjoyed listening and I presume playing along. Yeah, and hopefully you got more points than us. So tell us down in the description how many you did. Down in the comments.
Sorry, Dan, you're talking.
We're talking over each other.
Yeah. Basically, if you got more points than us, you're a nerd. Well done. You're allowed to be
You're
here.
just better.
You're
okay?
just better than us. Why don't you guys come on the podcast next month?
So if you've missed any other episodes of the Who podcast, we have done many, many more. For example, Will, did you see who we had as a guest last month?
Of course I saw who you had a guest last month. I'm gutted.
Thanks for mocking the way I talk.
I'm gutted I could not be there. But you had Mr. Adam Martin on.
Somebody that's actually worked properly within the industry. So if you want to check out my interview with Adam Martin, you can do using the link tree down below that will take you to the podcast on multiple different platforms, including Will. You may be a little bit rusty. Can you do it today?
It has been a while.
Go on, hit me. What have we got? Just name a couple.
Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud. I've got 8. Is that all?
I think you've got them all, but you don't need to remember them
iTunes.
because
is that different to Apple Podcasts?
No, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
But you don't need to remember them, Will.
But you don't need to remember all them places like Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, them ones. You can just go to the link tree in the description where we are available on all your favourite podcast listening devices, services.
Yes,
stations.
good work, Will. Pat on the back. So, until next time, thank you very much for listening, and we shall see you soon. Bye.
Bye.